You are listening to Think Theory Radio. Radio. Hello and welcome to Think Theory Radio, the show that brings you topics outside the mainstream realm of thought and ideas to make you think. And I'm your host, Damian Perdue, your metaphysical guide on this audio ride of radio delights. And of course, I'm joined by Paulie C.
Yo, yo, yo.
Today, the C stands for clock. Because we will be measuring time. We're going to be doing time, man.
Doing time.
Here at the
Hey,
old
we're gonna be doing
CPT.
I'm too pretty to go to jail.
You know,
That's not the reaction I expected.
I was thinking of something to go from there, but anyway.
Like, I'm not supporting that.
I agree, though. You are too pretty to go to jail.
Thank you.
Yeah, so it's been a long, I'm really trying to stop myself from saying it's been a long time since we talked about time, but it's too late. I just said it's been a while.
It's been a while.
We don't have the copyright to play that song.
Okay.
Sorry. But yeah, time. What is time? Do we have enough time to talk about time?
It's a good song by Pink Floyd.
That's true. There are many good time. Steve Miller. You know, time keeps on.
Oh, yeah, Fly Like an Eagle. Yeah.
And, you know, many others that I can't think of at the moment.
Out of Time by the Rolling Stones. I like that one. Yeah.
Just turn this into a music show about time. All time songs, all day long.
We'd run out of time. run out of songs. Need more time. Need more songs.
Yes. We need more time in our lives. How can we stretch time? That's why I think about time every day, and also like how to
think about time all the time.
I think about time all the time, man.
Sorry,
I know. It's just going to go on and on and on.
1 hour of this, folks,
and throughout time we will go on. I can hear the people tuning out already.
Hey! Don't touch that dial.
But there's so many different new theories and experiments about time reflections, a universe that goes backwards in time. Is time three-dimensional? What about, would you live in a city that abolished time? And also,
what does time smell like?
Ooh. It sounds like a Futurama device.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Hey! I can't do that.
Behold! Yeah, no, wait, that's, yeah.
How does he go?
Oh, yeah, it was like, ladies and gentlemen,
there you go. That's good.
Introducing
my smeller time thermometer.
Yep. Yeah.
And no, we can't smell time yet, but maybe there is some being somewhere in the universe that can smell time. There is a couple articles. I did find this one that I'm not going to read from today, but I think it's pretty cool if you want to look it up. And it's about the history of time, which we've talked about before. So I'm not really going to do that one, but it's if you look it up, it's Time, the Brief History of Time, written by a watchmaker, is the title of the article. And it was pretty cool. I was skimming through it just to see if there's anything to use, but a lot of it is stuff we talked about, like Babylonian time system and the first hour and 60-second minutes and the Antikythera mechanism and all these other different clocks and devices and when they came up. But it has to do with time. So if you want to look that up, if you want some more history on timekeeping and our obsession with it, that's a good one. But I did find another article that has a very good summary of all the different kind of theories on time and what is proper time, what is improper time. General relativity, special relativity, space-time. And he talks about also there's a physicist named Carlo Rovelli that wrote a book called The Order of Time. And he talks about what, proper time and improper time. And basically that proper time depends not only on where you are and your degree of proximity to masses, it also depends on the speed at which you move. And he went on to pronounce...
I could see the reason for the book, though, because it'd be like, okay, so chapter 1, 12 technically comes before 1. In fact, this is technically chapter 12.
Yeah, there you go. See, I like that.
Yeah.
Thinking in multiple, you're thinking bimodal in time.
Okay.
You know?
I do walk on 2 feet, so
Yeah, well, it's like you can't, right. Well, but also, like, can you see forwards and backwards in time?
maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, there is. I have
Henry's shaking his head. Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I told some stories where I had some foresight earlier.
I mean,
so, yeah.
give me a certain amount of mushrooms and I can see all throughout time.
Taste colors.
Yeah. I can see the beginning of the universe, man. The first clock just moving. Tick, 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 tick. Actually, that kind of happened to me one time when I was tripping. I saw the universe as a huge clock, this big, and I saw all the gears like in space moving, like if it was behind, like if it was inside the universe.
I mean, in a way, isn't it kind of a giant clock? I don't know.
Yeah. But I was telling you before the show, so that Carlo Rovelli, he pronounces that the idea that a well-defined now exists throughout the universe is an illusion, an illegitimate extrapolation of our experience. In his opinion, the difference between past and future does not exist in the elementary equations that govern events in the world. Although time appears in most of this branch of the equations of physics, mostly implicitly as the speed of light, Rovelli suggests there is no special variable time in a universe without time, like Alice in Wonderland. Actually, and looking up stuff, have you ever heard of Alice in Wonderland syndrome?
No.
Yeah, so this is...
fall down rabbit holes?
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
You just get lost on YouTube.
Yeah.
Falling down.
Say Alice in Wonder. Everyone gets that.
Yeah.
So you get stuck on Wikipedia.
Exactly. Well, it's actually, it's kind of a neurological condition.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they don't really fully understand it, but they're doing different studies on it. It seems to happen mostly to people in psychosis or other kind of neurological disorders, but it does also happen to, people who aren't suffering from these mental conditions.
Okay.
And it gives people these time distortions where some people experience time as like a circle.
Okay.
And then there was one person in the study that had an experience where he was in the shower and time slowed down to the point where he could see each drop of water falling,
weird.
really slowed down.
Okay.
He describes kind of like, in the Matrix and the bullets are coming.
Yeah. Is he still moving in slow motion though, or is he just like
never got out of
hummingbird
it.
pace though? Yeah.
He's talking really, everything moves fast, but he's talking slow.
Yeah.
No, he said it only lasted a couple minutes.
So, I'd be thinking he'd be moving fast and we'd be moving slow.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
It's the other way around.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like Fry when he drank all those cups of coffee.
Yeah, was it like he was just like saving everybody from the fire?
Yeah.
To them, it felt like a blip. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I know. I always try to get to that point. So I drink so much coffee. Like, when will I get there where I could see through time? But what Rovelli's talking about more is how you couldn't agree. There's so much differences in time between not only on Earth itself, right? You have somewhere else is 8 hours ahead, 9 hours ahead, 16 hours ahead, but also within our solar system. If you were on Pluto, your experience of time would be totally different than ours because of how long it takes to go around the sun, let alone if you were in another solar system or another galaxy where you have a whole different configuration, your perception of time would be totally different. And, your space, where you are in the expansion of the universe, and then adding in the difference between physical time and quantum time. And then there's theory like quantum loop gravity and all this different stuff where there's really, you can't have a universal now, if that makes sense.
Okay.
If I made any sense at all, I don't know.
No, I see, and I was like, we were talking about this a little bit off the air, but it's like, what if everyone agreed, on the atomic clock? Isn't like everybody's clock has the same seconds now? So,
now that's an earthly agreement.
Okay, but we can all agree in our experience that, with the 18 after on the second, well,
Yeah.
all yelp or we'll all jump.
Right, but that's all pretty much based upon one, the atom, because it's closest to the vibration of the atom is the closest to a millisecond, I believe it is.
Yeah.
And
But are all the clocks like that off? Like it's slightly.
what do you mean?
I don't know. I'm just thinking like there is a way where we're all unified by one
On
moment.
Earth.
Yeah, on
Yes.
Earth. Oh, and you're saying universally. Yeah. There we go. Okay.
Universally.
Yep. Yeah.
Universally, and then also on
That
a
makes sense because how would you even measure that? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and even on a quantum level, time reacts totally different. I mean, you get down into quantum physics, and it doesn't react like normal physics. And I have another one, an article about time reflections, which has to do with quantum physics and kind of particles reacting almost like in reverse.
So are you saying the butterfly effect wouldn't work in space? Sorry, just being dumb.
Depends which time it happened.
Oh no.
I mean, it could. I mean, well, the butterfly effect, if you went back.
Don't indulge my dumb thought.
I mean, I like the butterfly effect because, well, you think about it, you could go back in time and stop Earth from being formed if you knew where, the masses were generated and pushed together. Like if you sent some kind of massive asteroid that hit Earth at the right time.
Oh yeah, early in the goings,
yeah.
like after the Big Bang
So you
or
could,
something.
Yeah, it could have an
And you
effect.
just kick it in just a few feet off its mark early on, and we don't exist.
Yeah.
I don't
Unless
know.
you believe in some theories of that course correct, that time has a course correct, and no matter what, even if you go back in time and you try to change things, time itself will course correct. History will not allow you to change things. There's a theory.
I mean, I suppose in that case, my theory with the Big Bang, the mass of all of the other planets or the sun or the stars or whatever would still keep it as the course correction. I don't know.
Yeah.
We were talking about some really way out of our league type of
I know,
theory
that's what we
here.
gotta do.
Yeah.
Well, I just brought up time reflection. So here's a crazy one. So time reflections, okay, was finally observed by physicists after decades. Now, this is the theory that's existed for over 60 years, and most physicists thought they would never be able to prove that it was real because they didn't think they had enough, you could generate enough energy to do it. But researchers from the City University of New York's Advanced Science Research Center have turned the theory of time reflections into practice, providing the first experimental evidence of its manipulation across the electromagnetic spectrum. This has been really exciting to see because of how long ago this counterintuitive phenomenon was predicted and how different time-reflected waves behave compared to space-reflected ones, says physicist Andrea Liu, founding director of the CUNY Photonics Initiative. And now this isn't like, jumping in a time machine or using the Doctor Who's TARDIS, but by the 70s, it was becoming clear that there was an analog for spatial reflection in the time component of quantum wave of light. Change the medium a wave is traveling through quickly enough in just the right way, and the temporal component of the wave will change with it. The effect of this reflection in time isn't going to rip a hole in reality, but it will shift the frequency of the wave in ways technology could exploit across various fields like imaging, analog computing, and optical filtering. Strangely, the echo of altered frequency is also a reversal of the signal. If it was an echo of your voice counting 1 to 10, you'd hear each number spoken backwards from 10 back to 1 in the chipmunk squeak, like, reversing a record or a tape backwards. That's how you would hear yourself. If you had a time reflection mirror, you would also... Yeah. And if you had a time reflection mirror, you would see your back instead of your front.
Oh, okay.
And using a sophisticated metamaterial design, we were able to realize the conditions to change the material's properties in time both abruptly and with a large contrast, says Liu. The team shown a mix of frequencies through a purposely designed metal strip roughly 6 meters in length, loaded with switches and capacitors, triggered at the same moment the capacitors unloaded their charge, swiftly altering the impedance of the metamaterial as the signal passed through. This shock change created an echo in the broad range of light waves, demonstrating a reflection in their temporal properties. And the exotic electromagnetic properties of metamaterials have so far been engineered by combining in smart ways many spatial interfaces, says physicist Zhang Ying, one of the study's lead authors. Our experiment shows that it is possible to add time interfaces into the mix, extending the degrees of freedom to manipulate waves. So it's all very wacky.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting experiment, and it's cool that they were able to, create enough energy to actually prove that this is something physical and that you can use it. And they don't know, one of the scientists said they don't really fully know what they can use it for, technologically speaking, but it probably will have applications somewhere along the line of time in the future. Another one is, back to this. Oh, so the other article, I brought it up earlier, but I didn't give the guy's name. So if you look it up, it's called Time is Far More Odd Than We Think by Stephen M.D. Day. And he has some great info in here, and the way he writes is pretty funny and talks about going out drinking. I like this because I can really relate to this quote. He says, circa 330 BC, Aristotle insightfully observed that time is the number or measurement of movement in respect of the before and after. The publican owner of my favored watering hole high up in the Pennines above Rockdale, Lancashire, England, where I had my first job, used to bark out, "Time, gentlemen, please," as he struggled to politely evict the assembled drinkers at that hour. Then in the mid-1960s, as now, the remaining patrons were marginally inebriated men. Time is our measure of movement, and it certainly governs our diurnal activities, but it is much more. So I like that he used the metaphor of getting kicked out of a bar late at night. He also talks about prime and improper time, or proper time and improper time, which is a theory from Herman Minkowski. And he jokes, "I always thought the latter was having fun flirting with a friend's wife when time seems to fly. It turns out it's more complex than that, namely the time interval measured by a frame where events occur at different places." And I guess proper time is, the measurement of time that we perceive physically, and improper time is kind of the where events occur in different places, right? Like we were talking about different parts of the earth. You have, like right now, you could say now, but now is to us 6:23 p.m. in Chicago. But my friend in, Dublin, Ireland, it's 7 or I don't know what time, about 1:30 in the morning.
Probably like 1:30,
like
1:23 in the morning.
So he's experiencing a different time. He probably, my buddy John's probably a little more inebriated than we are right now, but we're still existing in the same time, even though it's different times.
12:23.
12:23, okay.
So probably still.
Still, it might be a little, it might have had a couple Guinnesses in him. He also, there's the physics of time. Speaking of time, we ran out of time for this segment. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I want to get into, did the Earth slow down in time because of a huge dam in China? And much more after this on Think Theory Radio. Welcome back to Think Theory Radio.
Could work. Time travel, Think Theory, TT.
Yeah. There actually was a really good hip-hop show on WNUR called Time Travel Radio. I was a frequent guest on there.
Northwestern's radio station.
Yeah. Yep, 89.3. Yeah. A shout out to them. They're still doing hip-hop stuff, but not the Time Travel Radio.
Gotcha.
You can look that up, though. Time Travel, there's some stuff on, I think, Bandcamp. And I'm on there spitting a couple freestyles, just to let you know.
That's cool.
I have many other stories about time and how we perceive time. Now, imagine the case of the teen who could mentally time travel. No, it wasn't because of cannabis. But a 17-year-old female teenager named TL for anonymity can recall an astonishing number of personal events from her life. Fewer than 100 people worldwide are thought to have her condition known as hyperthymesia, or highly superior autobiographical memory, or HSAM. It was only described for the first time in 2006, and TL's case study is the first comprehensive evaluation of how individuals with the condition retrieve personal events from the past and imagine personal events set in the future. That one's crazy to me. She not only can recall any point in her history, anything that she's done, but she can see her future. You hear that?
Sorry, I was checking out Time Travel Radio.
Oh. You listening to my freestyles over
Yeah,
there?
well, is this you?
That is me.
That is you?
Breaking down the barriers. It's the rhyme carrier.
Yeah.
I bring you the message of illness. It's time to break it for the shy rockness. Off the top, this domeness, brockness. I be Romanist. I hate Romans. They be the
Since
pigs
like
of the
1996, and you said Chirac before anyone I know.
Yeah, that's right.
You're the rockness.
Chirac.
Yeah.
No, actually, this
That was our organization, Chicago Respect Our City Kids. Chirac, not Chirac.
Yeah, not Chirac. Yeah.
But they took it from us.
Yeah. No, but just hearing that though, it's like you're ahead of your time, man.
Yeah, man,
March of
you
'96.
know.
Goodness gracious.
Yep. I was like,
Baby Damien.
yep.
Demonology of Nomads freestyle. Yeah.
Only 10 years old back then.
You like how I found that right away?
Yeah. See how we went back in time?
Yes, we did. Yeah, we did. Yeah.
But
So because of that, I missed what you did and said.
oh, it's okay. So I was talking about this teenager named TL who has hyperthymesia, and she's the first one that they did in a real comprehensive evaluation on individuals who have this condition, and it allows them. It's a hyper autobiographical memory.
Okay.
Like taking photographic memory to the extreme, where she can remember every single moment of her life.
Oh yeah, no, it's like Mary Lou Henner has this whole thing.
Yep.
Yeah,
But not
okay.
only that, she can retrieve personal events from set in the future.
Oh, that's weird. What?
Yeah. So, like, basically, as they studied her, they essentially say that the way she looks into. Now, obviously, we know remembering something from the past in great detail is just a really acute memory, But to be able to kind of travel into the future, it sounds unbelievable, right? Her mental predictions can evoke a strong sense that events she hasn't previously personally experienced have happened before. And her memories in this way are rich and contextual and, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this word right, phenomenological.
Okay.
Phenomenological detail.
Okay.
It's a powerful feeling of re-experience. And the most fascinating is TL's time-traveling machine. Facts and scholarly knowledge that carry no emotional weight aren't stored alongside special visual imagery in her mind and require effort to memorize. She calls them black memories. By contrast, her personal memories, which do carry emotion, are more easily stored in her mind's eye in a rectangular, very large white room with a low ceiling.
In the white room. Sorry.
Like a library, this mental room contains the moments of her life filed according to an intricate catalog system. Each toy she's ever owned is there on display with a tag dictating its name.
This is in her head, though?
yeah.
Yeah.
The white room in her head.
In the white room. Sorry.
And from whom and when it came from.
But what about the future stuff, though? That's the part where it's like she knows about the toys that she's going to receive in future
Yeah, I
birthdays
guess
or
so.
something? Or I mean, there's one thing to have like a premonition or like, you kind of have like a vision of something.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. It seems crazy to me.
I guess this is, this will have to, I don't know how long, if they're going to keep studying her to see if, her predictions are accurate. they describe them as being something that already happened to her somehow, right? So, I mean, this could be now. There's different explanations, right? Now, if you want to get metaphysical, we could say that since time doesn't really exist in a linear pattern, space and time is one big thing. She might be tapping into some quantum flux that allows her to see herself actually happening because it all exists at the same moment.
It's like the end of 2001: A Space Odyssey or something like that.
Or it could be that, another way that now is an illusion is because, we were talking about how your brain perceives things seconds later, if not even longer, than the reality that's actually happening. So the feeling of like deja vu is actually you're perceiving something and then your brain is telling you what you saw. So you have a feeling like, oh, I saw this already, or this happened to me already, right? But it did. It's just within the milliseconds of, the photons and everything going into your eyes and then that perception. So unless it's something along that line where she's somehow perceiving,
Nah, man, I think she like sees into the future.
That's
There's,
what
like,
I want to
certain,
believe.
like visions, though.
Yes.
Like
I want to believe she's so tapped into, the meta frequencies of the universe that she's just picking up like where she is.
there's gonna be some nachos in 5 years, and they're gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
I just don't know where we eat them though.
Yeah. I was actually just talking to a buddy of mine, Joe, yesterday, and he was telling me an experience where he had this. It's not exactly the same thing, but he had this dream, and it was a restaurant, and it was very vivid. The description was an Indian restaurant and everything, and like a couple days later, he went into this restaurant he had never been to before. It was in Colorado.
I swear I've had moments like that though, where it's like, it's like you walk into a place and you're like, I've been here before. Like mentally, I have been in this room before.
Yeah.
Or like you eat something that reminds you of something, or like, like I've eaten this before. Or, I mean, I'm sure we all have it where the dreams you have before a certain event, feel like that. Like it happens a lot with like work. I'm thinking about going to work when I wake up. So my dream is like, oh, I'm at my shift.
For sure.
But it's different. There's
Yeah.
some weird things,
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like there's elements of that maybe, like the deja vu where like I feel like I've done this before, and it's like maybe you dreamt it, maybe it just felt like a realistic situation, maybe that is your brain tapping in, where it's like, well, no, you always had the foresight to experience that, but it's just so hard for us to tap into that because we don't have that sense yet.
Yeah, exactly. And we have to remember that our capacity for actualizing reality around us is limited. Because, if we were to be able to see inside everything around, like imagine if you could perceive the quantum field around you and see the neutrinos flooding through you from space, you'd probably go insane because it would be so much information just going into your mind at one time, you wouldn't be able to handle it. And so our brains have evolved in a way to only perceive things in front of us to allow us to function in a causal world, right? But maybe there are beings who exist on a higher dimension, or they perceive more dimensions, and for them, time isn't linear, and they can see what we would perceive as the future. But to us, that's just a concept. Past, present, future is a concept that we have created, and maybe it isn't real. Maybe she can. Maybe that's how she sees the future, as a memory. Which because it's not even that she's trying to say she's clairvoyant. She's saying that she recalls memories of the future.
It's weird.
It is weird.
Like that hasn't happened yet. Yeah.
And I mean, she's only 17 too, so who knows?
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah.
Who knows where it's in, 20 years or something. She'll be the...
Hey, remember that time on the hoverboard? What?
Yeah. Yeah, where are hoverboards, man?
Right, yeah.
Not those fake ones they have now. Like, where's the real hoverboards?
Real
man?
hoverboards,
They're
yeah.
supposed to be out.
2015,
I think.
2015 and Back to the Future. Yeah.
Come on, guys. Get it together.
Even like Star Wars, but that was a long time ago in a galaxy far away, but they had like the little hovercrafts.
Yeah.
No flying car. Yeah.
Nope, no flying car. But speaking of space and time and galaxies far away.
Oh, okay.
What if space is a byproduct of three-dimensional time?
Okay.
A new theory, the fabric of the universe, has proposed that time has three dimensions. This model leads to the conclusion that these
Hold
three
on.
dimensions.
Who wrote this? Terrence McKenna? It's,
Right.
Timothy Leary?
Actually,
Ken Kesey? Who wrote this?
it's the work of Dr. Gunter Kletekska of the
Okay.
University of Alaska Fairbanks.
Well, he's lucky I don't know how to spell that, so I
Yeah.
can't look it up.
I mean, it could be Kletekska. And I apologize to the doctor for
I found
mispronouncing
him,
his
yeah.
name.
Okay.
It's pretty unique. I'm sure
Yeah.
it'd pop up.
Yeah, right away. Senior researcher. Okay.
The idea that time is just another dimension like length or height meets a lot of resistance from non-physicists for the same reason. It doesn't feel the same to us. However, Einstein's model works so well for explaining and indeed predicting what we see as it has become part of this physicist standard toolkit, they say. So, and then there's string theory, there's 11 dimensions, blah, 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 blah. But the work of Dr. Gunter, I'm not going to say his last name again, is the latest multi-dimensional alternative and not even the first to propose 3 dimensions of time. The idea of time being triplicate is not just a case of physicists' shower thoughts. Instead, Doctor argues it is hinted at on scales from quantum phenomena to what we know of cosmological evolution. However, previous models of how these dimensions relate have produced apparent paradoxes, which Kletekska says his work avoids. He claims that if we were to move in all 3 dimensions of time instead of just one, we could experience multiple versions of the same reality, like the multiverse idea, from science fiction and Marvel movies. But if you could move in the second time dimension, you might encounter slightly different versions of the day you started in, becoming more different the further you go along that timeline. If you were not also traveling in a familiar time, you'd experience these versions of the same moment without moving on, like Groundhog Day reduced to a second. Alternatively, you might move in 2 time dimensions at once, encountering successively slightly later versions of each reality. Meanwhile, the 3rd time dimension provides the means to move from reality to another. 3 time dimensions are the primary fabric of everything, like canvas of a painting, Kletekska said in a statement. Space still exists with its 3 dimensions, but it's more like the paint on the canvas rather than the canvas itself. Just as matter curves space-time in general relativity, here the paper proposes that what we perceive as mass and energy are manifestations of temporal curvature and dynamics, he writes. We only experience one dimension of time, Kletekska says, because the other 2 become apparent only at extreme scales. And he says his idea stands out. Quote, earlier 3D time proposals were primarily mathematical constructs without these concrete experimental connections. My work transforms the concept from an interesting mathematical possibility into a physically testable theory with multiple independent verification channels. The new theory requires certain subatomic particles to have specific masses. In the cases of those where the masses are known, including the top quark and the electron, the values Kletekska calculates matches those that have been measured very precisely. These signatures will be testable through next-generation collider experiments, like the CERN Large Hadron Collider and right here at Fermilab, gravitational wave observatories, and cosmological surveys in the 2025 to 2030 time frame, Kletekska writes in the paper. So we will see. Will we find out that time is 3-dimensional?
I'm looking at the information about the paper. It was released in April of this year in Reports on Advances of Physical Sciences. Mm-hmm. It is, hold on, let me count, 2,550,000 pages. What?
Jeez. Well, he did his work.
Yeah. This guy's like cranking out papers every year, though. Lots of papers. Okay, well, here's volume 20, issue 8 of the 12,800-year-old layer with cometary dust microsphere. Okay, it's not all of this stuff is 2 million pages long.
Okay.
He's got one that's 109,000, but there's several authors. But yeah,
that's amazing.
No, that's pretty interesting. He turned us on to a new dude today, Kletekska or whatever.
Yeah,
he was the sole author of that 3-dimensional time, a mathematical framework for fundamental physics.
To get him on the show. I won't understand anything he's saying, but
Maybe, yeah.
His work could provide a major stepping stone to uniting quantum mechanics and gravitational theory, which remains the physicist's holy grail. So I thought that was just a cool concept.
Yeah.
There's another one that that time is like physical packets in space and not like a linear movement of measurement, and that it exists in like quantum energy packets, which is another theory I thought was pretty interesting. Mm-hmm. Let's see what else. Oh, since we're kind of in space talking about three-dimensional time. Oh, you know what?
Take a break, yeah.
Yeah, let's take a break, and then we'll talk about, is there an anti-universe running backward in time? Also, still got to get to the dam in China that slowed down Earth, and a town where time doesn't exist. And I'm moving there next year. This, much more after this on Think Theory Radio.
This is WCPT 820, where facts matter.
Welcome back to Think Theory Radio. This is Damien, and today we're talking about all things time. We're doing time here on the radio, my friends.
Doing hard time.
Doing hard time. Soft time, proper time, improper time, quantum time,
Three-dimensional time.
three-dimensional time, reverse time. And
Rosemary time. Someone had to go there.
NASA says this enormous construction in China is slowing down Earth, Paul.
Well, damn.
But nice. China's Three Gorges Dam, the largest hydroelectric project in the world, has been found to slightly slow Earth's rotation by 0.06 microseconds per day. This phenomenon arises from the dam's massive reservoir, which redistributes Earth's mass and subtly alters its moment of inertia. This finding underscores the profound and often unforeseen consequence of large-scale human activities on natural systems. The Gorges Dam Reservoir holds an immense 40 billion cubic meters of water. And if you look at pictures, that thing is massive. But think about this. Now, of course, 0.0 microseconds per day is a little, microscopic. And, we're not really feeling that. But the fact that it slowed down the Earth's spin is still pretty insane.
Just because it's, that much concentrated stuff in a new spot or something?
Yeah, because it's such a huge amount of water and mass that redistributes the Earth's mass.
Yeah.
Right? And
almost as if a new mountain just formed overnight or something.
Kind of. Yeah. Unbalance the Earth a little bit.
Throw it off a little bit. So I know, man. I follow baseball. Just a little bit of spin,
Exactly.
The Earth's spin rate just got slowed down.
So, maybe
Earth
they
is
can
turning into a knuckleball.
I say we just build a bunch of those dams around until we could
Become a knuckleball?
No, and add
So
an
our
extra
side of the Earth has sun, yours doesn't.
No, add an extra hour to the day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
just throw it off a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And then just speaking of
Threw off our whole system.
Yeah. Why is the water flying off into space?
The calendar's all messed up. Yeah.
See, that wouldn't happen on a flat Earth, man. And so we're talking about the microsecond.
It could have thrown a frisbee different speeds. Sorry.
Yeah, but it wouldn't spin. There's no. Then again, we don't know. Maybe a flat Earth does spin on its axis.
I thought flat Earth did spin. I don't care.
But okay, here's another one though, real quick. Scientists have found now the shortest time unit ever measured, a zeptosecond.
Named after famous Marx Brothers Zepto?
Yes.
Okay.
How'd you know?
Gets a lucky guess.
It's equal to 1 sextillionth of a second, or a trillionth of a billionth of a second.
So we've had a lot of Zepto seconds in the last nanosecond.
Yes. And we filled it with nothing. No.
I'll never get that time back.
Nope.
You owe me 1 million Zepto seconds.
But it's never too late for now, man. In 2020, scientists measured the time it took for a photon to cross a hydrogen molecule, the process that took approximately 247 zeptoseconds, establishing a new world record for time measurement. This groundbreaking measurement provides insights into the interaction of light and matter at the most fundamental levels. I just wanted to throw that in there before we get to the next thing, because the microsecond thing of the dam and the earth spinning made me think of the zeptosecond. Now, what about a backward mirror universe?
What about it?
I want to go there. Scientists say there's an anti-universe running backwards in time. Or is it just backward in time?
Backward. I think,
Backward.
yeah.
Backward mirror universe could explain the existence of dark matter. If an anti-universe exists, it would run backward in time before the Big Bang. Dark matter then could be right-handed neutrinos implied by the mirror universe. Scientists believe there could be an anti-universe somewhere out there that looks like a mirror image of our own universe, reciprocating almost everything we do. And it says, first and backward in the Big Bang, we know what the Big Bang is. Most agree that matter exploded forth, but there are different opinions. For example, whether the temperature was extremely hot or absolute zero cold at that initial moment. And could it be that this anti-universe would explain what dark matter is and might run parallel to our own universe? Now, if so, it would essentially spread out backward in time prior to the Big Bang in the same way our universe progressed forward in time. In a paper published in 2018 in the journal Annals of Physics, researchers from the Perimeter Institute for Theoretical Physics in Ontario, Canada, suggest that the Big Bang might have been smaller and more symmetrical than we think. Among other things, we shall describe in detail a remarkable consequence of this hypothesis, namely a highly economical new explanation for the cosmological dark matter, the researchers write. And one thing about this model of the Big Bang is that it removes the need for what scientists call inflation, that period of time in which the universe massively expanded in order to account for its size soon after birth. Instead, the matter could have simply naturally expanded over time in a less forceful way, which could simplify our explanation for what happened. And in order for these two before and after universes to be truly symmetrical, we would need to add particle to our existing understanding of the universe around us. Today, we know about neutrinos, extra tiny mysterious particles involved in gravity and weak interaction only. If our universe is mirrored by a similar universe running backward in time from the Big Bang, then what we call dark matter could actually be a version of a neutrino that is right-handed, a term that refers to the direction of the motion in the neutrino. It would be the natural opposite of the left-handed neutrinos in the other universe. This iteration using this kind of new theory is a critical part of cosmology because scientists have made existing, published theories in order to study them and decide what the next theoretical step could happen. So even if this doesn't bear out to be true, it could explain other phenomenon in our universe. But it's just wild to think. I mean, essentially saying that the Big Bang, there's a universe that went the other direction than ours and exists parallel to us, running backward in time.
Okay.
Which I don't know what... I think
it's like Benjamin Button, or is it
exactly.
Like, okay.
That part I'm not sure. I think in our perception, that's what it sounds like.
It's the only way I can equate it to anything.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's exactly what that would mean. I don't think people are walking around backwards and talking. Zip, 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 zip.
That's totally normal.
Totally normal for them.
Okay.
But I don't know if that's exactly what that means.
Or just like, and global warming sucks. I can't wait until we start using less aerosols and
These buildings are too big. We got to start deconstructing them, putting back in the ground.
Yeah. Can't wait until mud huts come in. What? The penthouse apartment.
Now, how would it be like you're going to, because you dread going to work? Would you then not
dread home
leaving?
Yeah.
I'm finally coming to work.
Yeah.
No, or
I don't know. I'm dreading the end of work.
Or is it everyone? So if there are beings in this universe, right?
Yeah.
maybe the universe is going backward in time.
Yeah.
Like everything, like our universe is expanding outward.
Yeah, this one's
we're
going
heading
in,
out
yeah.
entropy, and everything's heading towards heat death or the big crunch or other theories. Maybe their universe is running backwards towards the Big Bang, but people in that universe are living in a forward time in their perception.
I guess, yeah.
You know what
And
I mean?
Everything's imploding, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, like everything's getting smaller and smaller, but they're still like walking around normal and talking to each other.
So like there'll be like mountains running into each other, or like like a
At some
a
point,
lot of pressure.
yeah. I mean, but they would still have like
Is that normal? Yeah, we're not
billions-
feeling the expansion here, so they're
exactly
not feeling
right.
that. Okay.
They would have a certain amount of time
Yeah.
before their time ran out. It's interesting theory.
Doing it
though,
again.
I know. I can't help myself. It's too easy. We talk about, and then this kind of ties into I brought this up before on a different show, but why time seems to move faster as we fly by as we age. And there's been new studies showing that it's about first and fresh experiences. Right, so children cram their days with firsts, first dive in the pool, first try long division, first sleepover, and these experiences swarm the brain with new images to file away, stretching the subjective length of a single afternoon. Adults, by contrast, tend to replay familiar routines, with fewer novel snapshots to store. The days collapse into something closer to a highlight reel than a feature film. And according to psychologist Mark Whitman at the Institute for Frontier Areas of Psychology and Mental Health, the feeling that time accelerates is tightly linked to how much new material our brains record each day. He points out that memory and time perception sit on the same neural bench. When one slows, the other shrinks. Newness holds the key to this phenomenon. Whenever a brain encounters something that's never processed before, a quick surge of attention flags the event as worth keeping. The more flags raised, the thicker the memory log becomes, and the longer that span later feels. Kids still greened everything, around them. They see, everything as a new memory. So the time stretches longer, where we get, you're doing the same job every day, the same routine. Over the course of years, it feels like, just went by. Time flew by, as they say. Which is an interesting concept. That makes a lot of sense. I always thought it had more to do with you're experiencing time bigger, right? Or like if you're 10 years old, 5 years is half your life, or if you're 50 years old, it's 10% of your life or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's which I guess that does correlate to it, but it has more to do with your memory compartment of your brain, and essentially to save space. If you're doing the same thing every day, your brain is not going to hold all those memories in the same format as it does newer experiences. So the more newer experiences you have, you can stretch out time. So there's a way to slow down time, people. Go out, get a new hobby. Travel the world, see things, do new stuff. Go to a place in Norway where time doesn't exist. And this is the place I want to move to. A Norwegian island abolished time. 350 residents, and it's not that many people, of Samore. I think that's what it's called. All over the world, people are characterized by stress and depression. Kjell Ove Veding, the leader of the campaign on the island west of Tromsø inside the Arctic Circle, told the Norwegian public broadcaster NRK. In many cases, this can be linked to the feeling of being trapped by the clock. We will be a time-free zone where everyone can live their lives to the fullest. Our goal is to provide full flexibility 24/7. If you want to cut the lawn at 4 a.m., then you can do it. Now, this is the land of the midnight sun, right? So you have a little bit more light out there at 4 a.m. The islanders, whose main source of income are tourism and fishing, are calling for formal opening hours to be abolished and people to be allowed to do what we want when we want, although children will still have to go to school. Samroy spends November to January in darkness, but in summer, residents know when the sun rises on the 18th of May, and it will not set again until the 26th of July. It's constant daylight, Vetting said on the campaign's Facebook page. If you want to paint your house at 2 a.m., it's okay. If we want to take a swim at 4 a.m., we will. The residents added, here we enjoy every minute of the midnight sun. And yes, a coffee with friends on the beach at 2 a.m. is a normal thing. That sounds like a place I want to be. At least in that, those 2-month periods. I don't know if I want to experience the November to January in darkness.
Yeah.
But I love the idea that they're just like, you know what? We don't need a clock. Right? Like our thing is all screwed up anyway. We have all this darkness at one point, all this sun at this other point.
We're on our own time.
Right. We'll do what you want at whatever time you want to do it, man. I love it though, because I think like time is such a, control mechanism, right? And we're joking about, doing time, but that's really why they call it that, because it's not just about being locked up in a prison cell. It's really about them controlling your perception of time.
Yeah.
And making it just drag on and on and on and on. That's the punishment, right? So if you can go to a place where time doesn't exist, hang out on the beach, drink coffee at 2 a.m., sign me up. And we are signing off. I want to thank everybody for listening, and we'll be back again next week and every Saturday, 6, 7 p.m. right here on WCPT 820 Think Theory Radio.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, kinda Sunday and holiday Mondays, 'cause she's a weird